horizontal, it's decided it wants to go vertical. Doesn't seem to matter what I do with such things. How are we doing? I'm very sorry that I have had to do a live. It's just this week ran away from me. There were 500 million meetings that I had to do, and that is just the way that the cookie has crumbled, etc, etc. Very professional over here. Very, very professional. Trying to get a stand together. There we go. Janet, how are you, my love? How's it going? Let's see. Why is this not going in the way that I need it to? Daniela, how are we? Come on. Why is that not going in the way that I need it to? Afternoon. Yes, indeed. Afternoon. Yeah, I've decided to change up my hair, which is unusual for me because normally I'm a creature of habit. Alive, not kicking. Fair. The kittens are currently scrambling around, doing their own thing. I sent a video to Daniela earlier being like, look at what Holly is doing. She's basically like trying to slide down the banister like she's fucking Mary Poppins or something. So they're now allowed to have greater access to the house in general because I'm like, surely this will help them calm. No, it doesn't. They're still exactly as weird as you would expect them to be. I love that the ring light is reflecting in the telly. Let's do it this way. Will that help? No, it doesn't. That's all right. It is what it is. We can deal with a little bit of a circle, can't we? Yes, maybe. Who knows? Put it here, like this. Yeah. I'm so annoyed that I set it to horizontal and it's like, no. Don't want to do horizontal. But you know the drill, guys. Down in the description box, I have info on exactly what we are talking about. So all the pictures, the information is there if you want to look at it in greater detail. Do you know what? Like, I know I didn't do an episode last week because I had friends, well, not friends, a friend here. And I thought, oh my God, there's going to be so much to try to catch up on. No, it seems like there just wasn't a lot that was wildly interesting that happened in the last week, which is fantastic. Hello, the ex-tropical cyclone did not hit my city directly. Lots of rain, but no power outages. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that, Sue. Oh my goodness, like as in that you're okay and that you're safe. Everyone, I'm watching in the background while going grocery shopping. Ooh! Get some biscuits. I don't know if that, I want a biscuit. Do you know, I did the most ridiculous fucking chocolate order the other day because I don't know if anyone else has noticed, but chocolate has gotten really bad recently because they keep putting palm oil into it. And I ordered some Hotel Chocolat, but they don't ship directly to Ireland, so I used an address pal. And I ordered what can only be described as a worrying amount of chocolate because I was like, well, I'm going to get paid, like, I'm going to get charged €15 for them delivering it to my door. So I might as well make it make sense. Like, I might as well go big or go home. So I currently have a worrying amount of Hotel Chocolat in my house. But I'm like, this will do me for ages because I'll have like one chocolate a day because I'm learning to like ration. It's strange. Yeah, isn't it good to hear that Sue is safe? Well, I'm just going to get Italian bread for my husband because it's his current food hyperfixation. Fair play. Well done on facilitating the food hyperfixation. I know it well. Oh, Darcy's on the window. Well, tough. Whatever, sir. He looks so handsome. Will I let him in? I say this as if I'm not going to let him in. Of course I'm going to let him in. It's his house. Talk amongst yourselves while I squirm over here. Hello. Oh, sad face man. Come on in, Darcy, do. Oh. Yeah, Holly's there. You're going to have to jump over her. Oh, that was impressive. There we go. Darcy managed to jump over Holly. It was a whole thing. It was really, really impressive. Now, of course, Holly is going after him and she's like, oh my God, he's such a handsome man. And I'm like, girl, you've been neutered. I don't know what this is all about. She still does her little shaky tail to be like, I'm so excited. It's quite interesting. Stacey, hello, darling. How are you? Let's just get into it. Massive thank you to everyone who has been tagging me. I really appreciate it. If you check the PDF, all the info is there, because you know that is what it is. Massive thank you to my YouTube community. Massive thank you to my YouTube community members. One day I'll learn how to string a sentence together, and we will celebrate together. It'll be amazing, and I'm very excited about the perspective thing on that. One of my YouTube community members is, of course, the fabulous, incomparable Wilma Fingerdew. And quick update, because in my last video I was talking about them being in hospital with health stuff. They have now transferred to rehab, which is fantastic. Essentially means that they're out of like a direct issue and it'll all be like focusing on physiotherapy, etc. So massive get well soon, etc. to Wilma, who is amazing, and I love them very, very much. We have a few little bits to talk about. We're going to start off with general makeup news. We knew that Beauty Bay had kind of been saved from administration, and I've been a complete freak and been checking to see if the app has been working. And sometime last week, I randomly hopped up onto the app and it wasn't showing an error message anymore. And if you go onto their website now, it says that they're back really soon. And they have obviously their own items on there so far, but if you go and check for other items, they still have a few like About Face, Anastasia Beverly Hills. So the question is, are they just going to try and sell off the remaining stock of the stuff that they had and maybe focus on like Beauty Bay stuff from here on out? I agree, Stacey, it's so strange. Like, and I think I read somewhere that the guys who owned it are still like working there, or they're helping the transition. I don't know what it is that they're planning on changing to make it work. In my mind, there's a few things that needs to be looked at here. Their customer service was absolutely terrible, and their delivery partner was awful, horrendous. And that's not just like the UK, like here in Ireland, who they were using actually went into administration. They were like really bad, and they were like known for not delivering the parcels or just like flinging them into weird places. So it's very strange. Beauty Bay only had some of their own label marked as clearance. See, that's really interesting, because I saw that as well. And I was like, why is your like Anastasia Beverly Hills stuff like not on clearance? So are they just planning on going back to how they were, of being like a beauty brand beauty brand retailer? I swear to God, this is going to be a great live, because I cannot speak. I'm tripping over my own tongue. This is great. We're gonna do so well today. Delivery for UK is active, but any other country isn't. At least it doesn't work for France. Fair. Yeah, I haven't even looked as to what the story is for delivery here. Hello, Holly. Shaky tail. Hello. Do you want to come over and say hello to people? Do you want to say hi? This is Holly. This is Holly. She's very clever, but filled with destruction. Aren't you, Bebe? Oh, yes. I don't know where she gets the destruction from, but she has lots of thoughts and she's very clever. I think she has like twice the amount of brains because she has whatever Merida doesn't have. So kind of equals out that way. Daniela says, I think they will be a Be Perfect and do their own brand. That's kind of what I'm thinking as well, although maybe I'm being very biased here. But like, I feel like Be Perfect aren't doing that great. I also just won't buy anything from Be Perfect. I'm like, I remember that you You hung out with James Charles. I'm not doing that. Yet their investor was French. Ah, yes. Yes, it was a French group that did that. So it's really interesting that they're not like, they have to be selling it to France at some point. Beauty Bay only had some of their own label marked as clearance. You need some coffee. I don't even drink coffee. That's the thing. I've got tea though. I have my mug du jour, which was actually given to me by my friend Kate, and it says, "You and I are more than friends. We're like a really small gang," and I love it. Do you know? This is a thing that happens to me, where the words slightly fall out of my brain, and I can't say them properly when I've kind of been overworked or I've been doing too many things, and that is kind of what has occurred. So yeah, enjoy. But I have 2 weeks off now where I have Easter. It's not actually functioning as an off for me because I've 1,000 things I need to do. But yeah, hopefully I will be able to verbalize things again properly. Yeah, Holly is very sweet, and she says hello to all of you too. She's probably going to go back to climbing the banisters again. It's great. I heard the Beauty Bay quality went down too. I found that it was a little bit inconsistent, towards the end. And you can kind of get away with that to some degree when your stuff isn't like wildly expensive. But I think with just people being more mindful about their purchases, that ain't gonna fly anymore. People are really thinking about these things. And yes, a good cup of tea. So we'll see what the story is with Beauty Bay. I guess it's one of those ones of like, watch to see what's happening. I personally think they'll just do their own stuff. But I think they really need to think about their customer service and even things like loyalty programs, because they got rid of the tribe points and didn't even announce it properly. There's a lot of things that they need to do, because if they just kind of go back to how it was, it's not actually fixing the issue at hand. Then in other news, Glossier are apparently shuttering 9 out of 12 stores in what they're calling a strategic overhaul. That sounds a bit familiar. I've included the article in the PDF if anyone wants to have a little look at it, but essentially they're saying Glossier is shutting down 9 stores from its 12 strong portfolio. I mean, that's quite bad. That's 3/4, as part of a new strategic overhaul implemented by recently appointed CEO. Interesting. So apparently over the next 2.5 years, they're only going to have London, New York, and Los Angeles staying open. Ooh, that's quite interesting. And like, I suppose Glossier is available on other retailers, like you can get them through Space NK, and I think you can get them through Sephora. But I've got like a Glossier blush and I do like it, but I can kind of see why they're not doing that well. It's funny though, because there was a point where like they were really, really big on TikTok, and I think there's that kind of balance of you can get really, really popular on something like TikTok, but because TikTok is so like fast and everything is there's the cycle of content is just so continuous, it's very easy to become the brand du jour, and it's literally du jour of the day. The next day you're forgotten about, and I think that's kind of what's happened to Glossier. They just became like really big really quick, but there wasn't that like firm basis behind that. That's just what I think on that. But, and I'm going to say, by the way, you might be thinking, Teresa, you said that you're very busy. How are you sourcing all of this information? Oh, I have not, right? The fabulous Adrienne, I have to say a massive thank you to them. They have been sending me stuff via Instagram, and I haven't included everything that they've sent me, but I was just like, let's pick and choose a few little things. Huge thank you to them. Like, their finger on the pulse and sending me this. So honest to God, Adrienne, You're not here at the moment, but if you're watching back, mwah, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. The fact that you take time out of your day to send me on information, amazing, amazing. I may not always be the fastest to come back and respond to things, but that's mostly because I have 4 jobs and I'm really tired. But in slightly different news, Deciem, who like have the brand The Ordinary, etc., they're relaunching a discontinued brand, which was The Chemistry. Now, if I remember correctly, The Chemistry kind of left about 4 years ago. So the fact that they're relaunching it is quite interesting. Again, I've got all of the little links down below in the description box if you want to have a little gawk, etc. Godiva, how are you, my love? And yes, Stacey, you're right. Sephora does have Glossier. I agree, Stacey. Glossier was definitely riding the clean beauty trend, 100%. And I have my own feelings on this whole clean beauty thing. God forgive me, but I want my stuff to have preservatives. I saw, this is so off tangent, but I like Reddit, and I saw there was a thing on Reddit where somebody had their REM Beauty Wicked Part 2 palette, which didn't come out that long ago, and one of the shades in it had already grown mold, and I was like, excuse me? Now I'm hoping it's just like a one-off thing, but it's definitely given me a bit of an ick, and I do like REM Beauty. I just don't want to deal with mold. Particularly around the eyes, like that's not cool. I don't want that. Estee Lauder company bought, yes, they did buy Deciem, and like they did a whole like restructuring thing at the time. So I do find it really interesting that they're coming back with The Chemistry. I don't know what the thought is around that, but you know, to each their own. Hello, Angie Marie Kelly. Hello, darling, how are you? And now they want to merge with PUIG. Yeah, well, there you go, you know. And also Adrienne sent me on this. Lush staff at flagship Glasgow store at risk of redundancy. I don't talk about Lush that often. I do like some of their bits. It's been years since I've bought anything from them, but they are quite nice. I just get a bit like overpowered whenever I go into their stores because I'm just like, sensory overload. But I know a lot of people have a lot of love for them. But it's like the shortest possible article that, oh, don't worry, my darling, that you didn't get a notification. It just is what it is. But it says that this is the whole article, by the way, that was on Cosmetic Business. Staff at Lush's flagship store in Glasgow, Scotland are at risk of redundancy. The British beauty retail chain confirmed the news to Cosmetics Business in an email, citing store size and the current economic climate among the reasons behind the decision. Interesting. And I mean, kind of makes sense. We saw that the Body Shop had similar issues about 2 years ago, and that really impacted them. So it looks like Lush is kind of experiencing the same sort of things. That Wicked collab wasn't that long ago. That's what I was thinking, Stacey. I was like, oh, I have that. So remind me to go and check that palette, because I swear to God, if that has grown mold, I'm going to fling myself out of the window. Which is not as dramatic as it sounds, because I'm on a ground floor right now. But I think the emphasis is still there. But what I'm trying to say in a very roundabout way is put preservatives into my stuff. That's what I want. I was talking about this with Daniela, and I have a little bit of a conspiracy theory, and I think Daniela agrees here. We both tend to have very similar opinions. The not having preservatives thing is great for the brands because it means that we have to go off and repurchase things every 6 months versus having to repurchase things maybe every year, 18 months, etc. So they're just looking to get more money, and we're looking to get more broke. So I personally don't see how that's benefiting us. Maybe I'm being a bit whatever. Mold and makeup in 2026. We are going backwards. That's my thought as well. Like, we developed preservatives for a reason. Like, they're good. Let us have that. Who's repurchasing something that's gone moldy? Well, that's the other question. But the problem is, so many brands now are doing stuff without preservatives. It's like, well, what are our choices now? We're kind of redundancy. That's the question. Does it mean closure? I don't know, unless they're trying to like really reduce staff. Like, redundancy doesn't always mean complete closure. It might mean that they're trying to reduce the staff overall, or they're trying to have the store only be open on certain days or certain times. I sent 2 or 3 comments. Are they showing? That was my theory. Same with foundations. Yes. Sorry, I'm getting to it, darling. I am. I apologize. I'm here. Happy weekend. Hello, Jeremy, my love. You guys know I get a lot of information from Makeup on Your Radar. They're here. Hello. They're amazing. If for some reason you're not following them, tisk tisk. Follow them on TikTok. Follow them on Instagram. All that jazz. They're fantastic. Once I get the ick, it's never going to be a holy grail. Ugh. Ain't that the truth? I hear ya. Also, Adrienne sent me on this. Ace Beauté. Haven't heard from them in a while. I'll be honest with you, I forgot that they existed. Does that sound a little bit catty? Possibly. I don't mean it in a catty way. I just mean that I've terrible object permanence. And I'm like, if you are not directly in front of me, I have forgotten about your very existence. But they put this over on their Instagram and they said, we've been quiet, not because we had nothing to say, because some things are worth waiting to say right. Not rushed, not random, built with intention and a little obsession. April, Ace Beauté, watch this space. Beauty that speaks like you. I mean, I don't really tend to speak like that. I don't tend to have single words or sentences, but I like the dramatics. They're in BoxyCharm and Ipsy a lot. Okay, see, I don't have Ipsy or BoxyCharm or anything like that. So I kind of forget. I remember they were on Beauty Bay, and then outside they stopped being stocked on Beauty Bay. And I'm a bit weird where I don't tend to buy from the brand themselves unless I'm going to get like a bunch of things, which is my own issue. Sorry, Ace Beauté, I gave up waiting a year ago. Look, this is the funny thing, because I think there's a balance to be struck here. I am all for, as they said, waiting with intention. I would prefer to have a well thought out release rather than throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks every week. But you have to have a balance. You can't be waiting. Like, I genuinely cannot remember the last time that I talked about them. It has to have been over a year ago. Like, I'm not saying release every week or even every month, but I think even like once a quarter or like having a biannual release would make more sense. But like, you do need to have some level of brand presence. And if you looked at their Instagram, they hadn't even really been active up until that point. So you could be forgiven, like myself, for thinking that maybe they had quietly closed. Because it does happen. There are brands that just don't announce their closure, but they are closed. Like, say, for example, Glisten Cosmetics, who I love very dearly. They never announced a closure, but like, they are. Like, they're not doing anything. There's quite a few brands that have done that, a very quiet closing. Ace Beauté, what happened to them? They reformulated, then disappeared. Yeah. Well, it seems they're trying to do something. Staying relevant is key. That's the thing. That's the thing. And I'm not saying that you have to do like new products all the time, but even share people who are using your products, you know, share inspiration, do something like that, or, you know, have some level of interaction with people. That's part of a marketing strategy these days, you know. That crappy brush washing machine, Temu rubbish. Oh, I hate those. I hate those. They bug me so much. I remember when they did that and I was so annoyed about it. Tanya, my love, how are you? Wait, I thought Ace Beauté had closed a couple of years ago. That's what I thought as well. I thought they had quietly closed. There were sales that were heavily discounted. Yeah, because they were like saying that they were reformulating, and then we didn't really hear anything. They came out with one palette. I think it was like a purpley palette, and then that was it. We didn't hear anything from them for ages, and now they're saying, hey, we're back, we're coming back, and something new is happening. April, wait, it's happening. And I'm like, okay. It kind of looks, are they going to do like some cream products or something, which is quite different for them? But I don't know. I don't know, guys. We'll see what's happening. That's it in terms of like the stuff that's happening in the background that isn't necessarily new makeup products, but just beauty news, etc. Now let's get into the actual like sexy things, the actual products. So the first one is essentially a follow-up between Terra Moon Cosmetics and LA Star, who did the Aurora Chasing collection. This is now the Stargazing collection. So there's the Stargazing palette, which is €51.95. There's the Midnight Meridian, which is a multi-chrome under Violet Skies, again another pigment multi-chrome. Zodiacal Light, which is again another little multi-chrome. They're €15.95 each. Then they have two glosses. So there's Alreshka and Moonshadow, and they're €11.95 each. But if you wanted the full bundle, it's €114.95. And this is the whole kit and caboodle. You guys know the drill. You can have a little look down at the description box. The PDF to the Google Drive is there. So that's the case. Do we know if it's still blackout? I don't know. I genuinely don't know. There's a lot of information that's kind of, I don't want to say missing, but it's not as easily available as you might like. I'm a sucker for star themes and purple shade ranges. Fair. Look, I'm looking at that pop of green. I'm sorry, I'm basic. I love a green, but it reminds me, I used to play a lot of Crash Bandicoot. In Crash Bandicoot 1, there's like these nitrous boxes. I mean, they're in all of them, but this one in particular, there's like levels where that colour comes up a lot. And it's just making me think of my childhood, and I'm very happy about it. Why is the screen behind you flipped backwards? I think it's just because it's, it's mirroring from my laptop. And that's just the way it does it. And I've no idea how to undo it. And it's fine. We'll be all right. I don't claim to have any technological understanding. Instead of being quiet, Ace should have stayed active promoting what they had. That's what I'm thinking as well. Like even just showing users using their stuff would have been really smart. Yes, I agree. Crash Bandicoot for the win. Love it. This is the palette. Look at that. Look at that sexiness. Let's look at those little swatches. And yes, that's my ring light. I apologize. Because sometimes, although it's bright here today, it can go very bad very quickly. But that's looking nice, isn't it? It's the bright green that's got me, that I'm like, ooh, that looks like it could burn a hole through my skin. And I'm kind of here for it. It's fine. Just curious. All right. Always good to ask. Stargazing swatch as well. Haven't worn it yet. Ah, Janet, of course you've got it. Love you, Janet. Love you. I haven't gotten anything from Terra Moon Cosmetics because they're in the US and they're too difficult to get over here. And I've been very good. I've been budgeting really well. Because by the way, guys, I've paid, not that you care, but I've paid the deposit to get my windows done. Actually, that reminds me, must pay the other $7,500. Don't be jealous. But yeah, that's that. So that's the palette. I think this is beautiful. And I love that this is a standalone palette, but it can also work in conjunction with her previous palette, which is the Aurora Chasing. So well done her. I feel like she's done that very, very well. Cover the bright green when you look. Well, that's exactly the strategy. Because if I do that, then I'm like, okay, I'm not as interested. And that's kind of what's saving me. But like that green, that is amazing. Daniela, of course you want to buy this. I can see you using this. Absolutely. Like it's 100% your thing. We love a budget. Good job. Thank you. I've put together like a little Excel and I'm putting in the information. And it is actually a little bit concerning when I look in and I'm like, how much am I spending on these fucking cats? Because by the way, I have like 4 cats inside. There's 2 stray cats that basically live here now. But a 3rd stray cat has made its way here. And I won't even tell you how much I'm spending on cat food a month. Never mind like vet visits. But it's all right. I have loads of jobs. It's grand. But yeah, the budgeting is necessary for me. We just did that at my house. Oh, windows. Yeah. Oh my God. They said that they'll come and they'll do them in June, which is kind of the perfect time for me. You want it for the shims? Yeah, I can see. There's some nice shims. I'm wondering, because there's only 4 shims in there. Only 4 shims. I'm wondering, might it be a better idea to look at some of the singles than to look at the palette overall? Because it's like 2/3 matte. Just saying. Since I've gotten the Byredo, I'm not really interested in new release palettes. Well done you. See, I think it's good to go with something that you really, really want rather than like trying to avoid it and getting cheaper alternatives, because you're going to end up getting the big expensive thing anyway. So just do it. It's like, you know, when you're on a diet and you're like, all I want is a piece of chocolate cake. And you're like, well, I'll just have this instead. And you're not happy. And then you've eaten that. And then you end up eating a piece of chocolate cake anyway. Just do it. I pretended to have a budget last summer when my cat was sick. But I'll be so for real. I just gave the vet my credit card and said, take all our pain away, please. Oh yeah. No, the cats are not budgeted. Like, there's however much money that's going towards that, and I'm like, yeah, okay, that's grand. I'm budgeting myself. They're like, mother, we would like to have this, and I'm like, yeah, go on, off you go, have this, that's grand. The kittens got microchipped the other day, so I can just bring them down to Tesco and like scan them at the self-checkout. That's what I assume is the point of that. I heard Excel spreadsheet. Look at you grow. Look at me growing. Exactly. I summoned my inner tracks. And I was like, let's do this. And it's genuinely, it's helping me quite a bit. So thank you very much. Alice, my love, how are you? This is such an Alice palette, if I might say so. Also, you're enjoying the fact that I've changed up my hair, because I think I'm going to get rid of the full fringe. That's a big thing for me, by the way. According to Trade Narkia, as of 24th of December 2025, the ASPT trademark remains live or registered to ASPT. So they never actually closed. They just kind of were very, very quiet. Alice, it's the Terra Moon Cosmetics Ellie Star collaboration is the second one. So this is the Stargazing palette. And there's a palette, there's 3 multi-chromes, and there's 2 glosses. And that's the palette. The electric green in that. Yeah, Alice is like, yes. Ellie is really nice. I don't know her, but she's commented on a few of my things before, and she just seems very, very nice. So I like seeing people being successful. And this is her second collaboration with the brand, which I always like to see. It shows that the relationship has worked very well. I'm not going to repeat myself on that. I've said that sort of thing many times. But it's a pretty palette, but I'm going to be good. I'm going to be good. And these are the multi-chromes, which, you know, you look at them and you're like, okay, cool. But look at them swatches. They are quite nice. I will say, because I am being strategic here, I could probably dupe that with a few things that I have from like Danessa Myricks, etc. And I am again trying to be as frugal as possible. Now, Stacey, it's interesting that you say that they're such an amazing quality. This is why I haven't tried them. And let me explain to you for why. Because as soon as I try something and then I end up loving the quality, that's it. In for a penny, in for a pound. Like, I'm a bit like a shark in that, you know, there's a taste of blood in the water and that's it. I go into like a feeding frenzy. So I'm as well to avoid it, lest I meet financial ruin, is essentially my thought there. She deserves all the success. Yes, absolutely. Ellie totally deserves it. I love seeing people be successful and doing the stuff that they enjoy doing. And I think she's done a really nice collection, and it feels very true to her as well, which I always enjoy seeing. The middle swatch looks like the one in Wilma's palette. It does, doesn't it? Yeah, like the purple to blue shift. I think we've seen kind of these things before, but it's down to, you know, the formula differences that you might like more than others. Do you know what I mean? Like, you could have a matte that's the same color in one brand as it is in another, but you might have a preference in terms of the way that that formula works for you. And it's, you know, it's all subjective. I'll say that I love one particular matte formula, and another person is like, doesn't work for me. That's fine. It's not a case of I'm right, you're wrong, I'm big, you're small. There's a reason why there's lots of brands out there. It's because there's lots of differences in need. Avoiding financial ruin is a worthy goal. I think so too. I mostly just do it for the cats, because, you know, they need to have a place to live. I needed them on my eyeballs. Wow. But also Terra Moon make their eyeshadows in-house, so the quality is superior. And you know what? There's so few brands that do that now. Like, Lethal Cosmetics used to do that. They used to make their eyeshadows in Berlin, and then they very quietly changed it to elsewhere. Clarity have historically made their own stuff in-house, but now they've switched to having some lab-based things. So I think there's not that many that make their own stuff in-house, and we do kind of have to recognize that is a difference that does impact things. Daniela, want to split customs? Oh, that's a smart way of looking at it. Lovely. My fave part of Hooded Eyes is I don't have to match anything. No one sees. Oh, tell me about it, Tanya. Tell me about it. I'll have done like amazing artistry on my eyelid, and then I'm like, oh, okay, well, this is completely hidden. Add to that the joys of glasses. Glasses totally like impact all of that. I love that Daniela and Alice are now like, right, we're doing this now, and we're doing a purchase together. I'd like to think that I was part of this and I facilitated this. Track said, speaking of Lethal, I depotted my Lethal singles to put them in round pans, and I don't know if they still have 1.6 grams of product now. Oh, they might have changed it and not said. That's interesting. No, Daniela, I do not want in. I'm going to be very good. Because, you know, I now, by the way, to get the windows done, I now have a €270 loan every month for the next 7 years. So, you know, no, I'm not. I'm going to be a good girl. And I've bought a lot of stuff recently for the cats, particularly with the new stray cat. So I'm going to be really good. I'm going to wait until there's something that I 1000% want. I also have a conference that's coming up, and I have to pay for CEU credits, and that's going to cost me about €200. So I just can't be doing that. 7 years, I know. Will I even be alive in 7 years' time? Who knows? If you're going to purchase from TM, make sure to get the Ophiuchus palette too. Well, there you go. Add that in, girls. Or human beings. Shakes the shiny. Stop shaking shinies at me. I shall ask you again. Don't you fucking dare. Trax then is like, I trust you. I know you will behave. I like that Trax has like some faith in me, and I'm just sitting here being like, stop it. I'm trying to be good. I'm trying so hard. But no, I know I have a load of upcoming things that I have to pay for, so I have to be a little bit more boring with these things. Then there's some glasses, and I will say the glasses are looking nice. I mean, I don't need more glasses, but like they're looking a bit sexy. I will say the black one probably isn't as much my thing. I think it looks nice, but I wouldn't get a lot of use out of it. But this one, look at the sparkle on that. It's kind of giving me a little bit of the Isamaya glasses, which, remember, they reformulated and they were like, let's make them plumping, and I just kind of sat there going, but why? Why have you done that? I don't want to have my lips be on fire. You got this, Teresa. Thank you. Thank you, Tanya. Alice, I've yet to tell how long it took Teresa to break for the EBE Adept palette. 4 days. I'm trying, god damn you. Daniela, I'll block you. I won't actually, but I swear to God, I'm gonna be really good. I'm only buying stuff that, you know, I absolutely 100% need. Oh, this is exciting. Stargazing only has 2 shades that use CI 45410. Can anyone tell me, please, is it a magnetic palette? Ooh, I don't know. People, does anyone have any information on that? But that sounds like a good one for you, Sue, because of, you know, the allergies, etc. That sounds like evil glitter goblin mischief. Jeez, yeah, it does, doesn't it? We do not want plumping. I don't understand who wants plumping. It's strange. It reminds me of the Fenty holiday release glitter gloss from a couple of years ago. Oh, what a time to be alive. What a time to be alive. Daniela, stop spilling her tea. I know. Like, Daniela would do so bad under interrogation. You know? They'd just be like, where were you when the night of whatever? And she'd be like, I'll tell you everything. Thank God I don't have any bodies to bury. I'm joking. I know she has my back. I haven't any bodies to bury. Also, I hate plumping unless I buy it for needs. No bueno. Let me check. Yes, magnetic plans. Oh, there you go. I now identify as an evil glitter goblin of mischief. There you go. Adept is too expensive. I wait for a real sale. You see, you're smart. You're smart. Not under interrogation. Yeah. Yeah. She'd absolutely fold. And I love that about her. That, or they'd be in the midst of questioning her and then she gets super distracted and go off onto a completely different tangent, which is highly possible. But when it comes to this whole collection, I think it's absolutely gorgeous. Well done to Ellie. I think that not only does this work as a standalone, but I feel that it also complements the previous Aurora chasing, which is hard to do, to have two separate launches and have them be separate enough that you're not duping, but then have them be close enough that they could actually cohere and be helpful towards each other. So I really appreciate that. And yes, Daniela, you are the female Ross Noble, and I love and adore that about you. I'm going to be very good, and Daniela, if you try and get me to buy this, I will fly over to the UK and do this at you. Because don't you dare. Don't you dare. I'm trying to be good. Can I remind you that I have to buy chicken for Darcy to keep him happy? Don't make that money come out of his chicken fund. You're his lady love, and he'll be so sad if he doesn't have chicken anymore. He needs it because he hurt his paw. He still does that, by the way. His paw's totally fine, but he'll like stand at the fridge and be like, and hold his paw up to be like, I do need the protein to help it heal. And I'm like, I can't even tell that it was hurt. You're so ridiculous. Don't threaten me with a good time, Teresa. Not just me standing there pointing my finger at you. Does Darcy have a Lizzie? Oh, Darcy has... Essentially, Daniela is his Lizzie. He loves Daniela. And anytime I'm on the phone to her, he just pops up out of nowhere and is like, hello. But he's just as awkward as the original Darcy and just tries to be like, I don't know why I'm here. Daniela's got loads of like little screenshots of him just being like, I'm just here by sheer coincidence. He's a complete weirdo. Oh, I would fold instantly if a cat held their paw up to me with a memory of pain. Yes, but I know that for him, it's not actually a memory of pain. It's just him being like, mother's the weak link. And of course I do. I'm an idiot. I boil them chicken in turmeric and like stock and bits and pieces and like little bits of vegetable. So they get chicken every single day. I'm a vegetarian. I don't like holding meat, but I do that for them. Yeah, I've recently gotten some drugstore lip oils and lip glosses, and I have a theory that drugstore is trying to see how bad the quality can be before we stop playing chicken with them. Yeah, I don't want to be giving myself like burns on my lips for things like that. Like, it is not worth it. Like, how much capsicum are they putting into these things? I feel like they're just taking a whole chili and just fucking it into a lip gloss and being like, ha ha ha, enjoy your pain. No, thank you. Then I saw this, and this has enraged me. And maybe ye aren't going to feel this way, but I think this is god awful, and I really don't like it. So bear with me. It's the Too Faced Sun Bunny Luminous Blushing Bronzer. A blush and a bronzer. What? In the one, I can't. I just can't. They're $34 each, and there's 4 shades. And you'd think to yourself, well, if it's a blush and a bronzer, show us the blush and the bronzer separately. But look at the way that they've swatched them. they've swirled them together. So I can't make any sort of an informed decision. And if you're going to do a blush and a bronzer, have a metal piece to like separate them. Like, I like a glowy blush. I do. I don't love a glowy bronzer. Like, I'll tolerate them. But this has broken my brain, and I really, really cannot tolerate this. Yes, like you're saying, like, are they trying to be Bare Minerals? We remember when Bare Minerals did, what was it they were calling it? A blonzer. And it was like, oh no. It felt like they'd been hanging out with Mitchell for too long. And I just... absolutely not. Like, I'll give it to them. The pan design, beautiful, looks very nice. But this, what is this meant to be? Absolutely not. Something about the phrase sun bunny repels me. Same. Then again, I'm the shade of white out. Yeah, like there's none of those that would work for me. Like even this one here, which I think is maybe the fairest. I think they'd be too dark for me. So I couldn't use them as either a bronzer or a blush. Like I just can't. I hate split pan. These stress me out so much. The only time I'm okay with the split pan is with liners. You know, when you have your wet liners. That I'm like, that makes sense. That's fine. Because all I have to do then is just like wipe it clean. That's grand. But for this, for like a powder or this is a powder product. But if anyone did this for a cream product, I would hunt them down. I would Liam Neeson taken them. I realise that my feelings on this might feel a bit disproportionate. But it's now that I want to remind you that I think I'm quite overworked and quite tired. So I'm projecting my feelings onto this absolutely hideous blush bronzer. Which, by the way, why is this even? Like, Daniela, I love you so much. I really do. But you saying that you like the bronzers, it is making me question our friendship. My invitation for you to visit my home is hereby rescinded. You're not allowed to be in my house anymore. I'm joking. I don't know why. I think if I saw this at any other time, maybe it wouldn't bother me. And I do have to remember that I am the sort of person, and Daniela knows this about me, that anytime I see something and I'm in a bad mood, I end up disliking that thing, and then I'll come back to it later and be like, actually, it's fine. But this, it just kind of irks me, and it probably shouldn't. Aren't bronzers just a nude blush? Kind of. But then market it as such. It's the split pan of it. Like, I think if they presented these as blushes, as in that way, I'd be like, oh, okay, that's grand. I'd have absolutely no issue with that. I think it's just the meshing. I'm trying to work out my feelings on this. I think it's the meshing of the fact that it's a split pan and then it's not quite aligning with that. I think that's what it is. You seem upset, Tracy. Would you like some Terramoon? Respectfully, Alice. Go fuck yourself. No! I mean, I do, but no. I think it's too hard to use in a similar enough ratio where you could use it up. That's the thing. Like, I'd end up with a gaping chasm on one of like hitting pan and then the other one, and that'd really bug me. Not Teresa naming the next John Wick sequel Death of the Split Pans. Honestly, I feel very strongly on that. And if I ever even think about doing split pans, when myself and Daniela eventually do our own brand, I give you permission to John Wicks me. That's fair, and I will understand. Stacey Wright, I need a very cool tone. Yeah, I like a cool tone myself. As an olive tone, I like the bronzer blushes more muted on me and wearable. I see, that's the thing. It's fine if it was a shade that looked like this in the pan, grand. I think it's the split pan thing that really bothers me. I think that's what it is. It's just a gimmick to make us buy just because it's new, not on my watch. Fair. I'm glad that my pain amuses you, Alice. Delighted. Just name one of them JW and we will know the reference. Yeah, or hypocrite, you know. Teresa's a hypocrite. In terms of how they look on, I will say they look very nice on. They do. They look nice, right? I'm sure that probably the formula is beautiful. It's the presentation that's gotten me. And I know the presentation shouldn't bother me, but it does. And I think it's because, you know, we have so many brands that we can choose from. I have a pick and mix, a pick and choice. I have many things that I can choose from. And I'm trying to increase my threshold now where I'm not just going to buy any old thing and I need to think about it. Now, I like Too Faced quality in general and I'm sure it's probably very nice. It's just the way that they've presented it has pissed me off. And that's a me thing. I don't need any other bronzer than the ones in the new Masterclass palette. Well, Trax. Funny you should say that because that's the next thing that we're talking about. The new Masterclass launch that has come from Blend Bunny, ex Jordan Liberty. There's quite a few things. So you can get the full collection, which includes the palettes, the lip glosses, the liners, etc. for $260. There's the 3 structure palettes. They come in 3 different shades. They're $48 each. There's the Pro pencils. You can get the full set if you're interested for $68. Now, they are kind of indicating you can use them on the eyes and can use them on the lips, but they're not out and out saying it. So I would be quite careful on that. That while it might be okay for some people, for those who have sensitivities, allergies, etc., I would be very... I'd be very tentative about recommending it for that. Just... you know, one size fits all. It doesn't necessarily work there. Then the colored pencils, if you want to get them singularly, they're $14 each. And the Pro Lip Glaze, they're $14 each. And Makeup on Your Radar has a code. It's Radar10. It'll get you some money off. You know the drill. Never ever pay full price. And this is the whole kit and caboodle. Hello, Holly. You all excited? You're running around? Yeah. Hello. Holly, you need to come over here. Hi, baby. Oh my goodness, do you want to say hello? She's like, I have been running around and being naughty. You've been naughty. Where's Merida? Is Merida annoying Cece and Darcy? She's like, yeah, absolutely. Go on, off you pop. You're a baby and I love you. I hope you enjoyed that little bit of cat content. Not gonna lie, I'm yawning a tad at this launch. Look, I think there's bits of this that I really like. I think you'll know the bits that I'm interested in. It's the lip liners. The rest I'm like, don't necessarily need it. But I think it's a solid enough one. Like, it's safe, it's marketable. I don't know if you heard that, but Holly skid into a whole new gear, so enjoying that for her. I'm so mad Blend Bunny is not available in Glisten anymore. Oh, don't even tell me about that. Like, I'm so annoyed about that. And I know there was talk about it being to do with the tariffs, but then the tariffs were said to be unconstitutional, so they couldn't be done. So then does that not mean that they should go back to selling? It's a whole... I don't know what's going on. I won't get into it. I don't love this as a pro MUA. The fact the bronzers don't have the same format as the one big blush palette sends me. Also not deep enough and not enough neutral or cool tones. I'm inclined to agree. Like, it's fine. It's fine. I think that for maybe your everyday user, it might be okay, but for an MUA, I'm not so sure if it necessarily fits the bill. Do you know what I mean? Like you said, like the depth isn't quite there when it comes to the bronzers. Like, one black shade does not equate all POC. I mean, ugh. How long have we been talking about that? Agreed, Daniela. They both look super dark. Well, that might just be the pictures. Have a little look in the PDF. I'll have to wait until June to get my hands on it. Fair. Have a little wait. So these are the palettes. If you look at the way that they're swatching, you can see it's kind of dark enough, but could go a little bit darker, could be argued, you know. Now, I'm not going to say much about that. I'm not an MUA. You guys know that. I am just somebody who finds these things interesting. I don't have the same eye for these things as an MUA, but I always find that palettes like this can be a bit tricky for people, because like I know that for me that maybe this one would suit the fair to light, but even then I'm not 100% certain. It might be a bit too dark in places. Oh my god, I didn't see the discrepancy in the format of the pans. What a shame. Yeah, Daniela always spots these things. She's very, very good at it. Well, it's Jordan Liberty Masterclass, so it's meant to assume it's for MUA use. Yeah, that's the thing. I feel like it's not quite there. I don't want to say it's my concern, but it's not a bad one, but it's not like, oh, like it's not amazing either. I feel like it's kind of middle of the road, if that makes sense. I could cater to this and edit it with better tones and less shades. Totally fair. I'm super into it just because they saved a few shades from Forget Me Not, and that's the only thing I use for bronzer and contour. Totally fair. But this is the thing, like makeup is subjective, right? One person's love may not be somebody else's love, and that's totally fine. Tracks, they would do better selling them as individual pans. That's kind of what I'm thinking. An individual pan, or even like building a palette, would be quite smart, and arguably a little bit easier for an MUA as well, in addition to your everyday makeup user. Because like there's some shades that I mightn't necessarily use from this, do you know? Like I don't think I'd really want these shades, the peachy shades. I'd maybe want, I think mostly that shade and that shade, and then outside of that maybe nothing else. But it is what it is. I think they will in the future. They probably will. In which case, you know, fair enough. I'm just tired of people glazing brands because of bias. Should all be inclusive, full stop. I mean, yeah. I mean, we should be at that point of inclusivity. But such is life. The lip glazes, I mean, in the nicest way possible, I think they're a bit boring. They're not for me, and that's okay. But interestingly, when I see them on the lips, I'm like, it's not as like blah as I thought. Like in the flesh is more interesting to me. By the way, on my TV, it's coming off a little bit more warm toned than it actually is. Check out the PDF. It's actually a lot more cool toned. Like that looks quite nice. And then the other shades just aren't quite for me. Like that shade Laid Bare is a little bit too orangey toned for me. But again, that's a me thing. I know that not everyone is going to say the same thing. The liners, which they're kind of hinting that you can use for both the eyes and the lips, which I'd be a little bit hesitant to say just due to ingredients, etc. And it's not as clear what the ingredients are, so just be very, very careful around that. But I do like the shades. I like the shades on these. So for example, there's quite some nice kind of neutral shades. They're fairly like basic, but they're good ones. Like we have a nice pitch black one there. That's looking quite nice. You know, not against it. Now I would like to try the black liner. Yes, this is what I'm saying. Like this is the stuff that's very interesting to me from the collection. I personally wouldn't be that bothered about the bronzer and the lip glazes, but the liners are interesting to me. My opinion is probably in the minority. Tracks, but your opinion is just as valid. You know, everyone's, you know, if you like what you like, we don't have to apologize about such things. Then we have like a more like dusty, rosy shade here, sort of a warmish brown. This shade here, the mauve greige, ha. I like that. I do like that. And I also like that shade, dark brownish greige. It is so weird looking. Like, that's cool. That is so cool. Hello, Polly. How are you, my darling? I own a few Blend Bunny products. It was an overall statement. Yeah, look, it's kind of like a constant thing that we've noticed from brands of not being as inclusive as they could be, or not picking up on all the undertones. And with every launch, you kind of hope that there's going to be a little bit of an improvement from, you know, stuff that other brands have done. But it just, there seems to be some sort of like, not a miscommunication, but like an opportunity that is missed there to not, like, that it's not got 100% right. Do you know what I mean? But then again, what product can you get that every single person is going to love? That ain't going to happen. Even by the way, this one, the cool black brown, that's really interesting to me. That's really sexy looking. And then even the muted chocolate brown. Oh, I really like those ones. I think they're really genuinely interesting. So for those, yes. The liners, I don't think there's no, I was going to say I don't think there's a single one that I don't want. I think there's like maybe 3 that I'm like, I could be without them. But in general, I actually think those liners are very, very interesting. And kind of coming on from that, well, that's the question, Stacey, right? They're saying that they're lip liners, but they're also showing them being used on the eyes. But there's some ingredients there that, depending upon people's sensitivities, it might be a bit dodge to have in the eyes. They did this previously where they had a red liner and a black liner, and they were showing it being used on the eye. And they were like saying, oh, you know, I think it was like the FDA was saying it had ingredients that said it wasn't to be used on the eye, but it's fine. I'd be reluctant to say go off and use this without doing your own research and determining if there's potentially ingredients in there that your eyes might react to. And it could be absolutely the case that you're fine with it, but there are some people that do have sensitivities there. So it is something that we have to be yes, the red liner has CI 45410 as far as I know. Yeah, I remember that. So I would just be kind of careful on that. But if you want to go ahead and use it, I'm sure it's probably going to be fine. But I would be nervous. Anything around the eyes. I don't like this marketing cross-contamination between lips and eyes. What do you mean cross-contamination? Would you not like a little bit of like eyeball juice on your lips? No? I mean, like, you can use your words. You can use a sharpener and you can use your disinfecting spray. But yeah, there's, you know, there are issues if you don't know how to do it properly, which some people mightn't do. The laws on pigments in America are also different to elsewhere, so I'm personally not worried. Yeah, that's fair. I just don't want to tell people to go off and get it and it'll be fine, because I don't know what other people's sensitivities are. Do you know what I mean? Just not covering myself, but just being careful. Oh, I don't mind, because I'm okay acknowledging my bias, and I hate when people glaze over every release because they get or hope to get PR. Yeah, fair. I can't be bothered with that. I'm too old. I will say, this next one I think is really, really cute. This is Glisten Cosmetics. So they have 3 Gliss glosses. They're €11.95 each. There's Licorice, which is black, Veil, which is a dark grey, and Grey Area, which is a light grey. You can get the trio for €28.95 if you wanted to do that. Now, there's several codes that you can obviously use for that. My code is Teresa, Daniela's code is Cosmic Peaches, Joe has a code, it's Noir Artistry. Alice, I believe you have a code. I'm assuming you have a code. List it in the chat if you do have a code. I honestly don't mind what code you use, as long as you use a code and don't pay full price. That is the law. But yes, I know that Alice got these in PR and they do look very, very nice. And I like these sort of tones. You guys know I have like a bit of a thing for like blacks and greys and kind of dead looking lips. I've said this very consistently for quite some time. And I think they look really quite interesting. Now, obviously it kind of depends as to what like lip liner they have underneath. Oh, fabulous. Thank you, Jamie. Jamie has a code as well. It's Radar20. So if you want to use that as well. For example, I remember getting the Robert Welsh palette from Blend Bunny. I was disappointed by the matte. Everyone loved it though. I quite liked it, to be fair. Joe, how are you, my darling? But I do feel like it wasn't like as strong as previous Blend Bunnies. Like it was more muted. And I think that was part of what he was going for, but hard to tell. I want to buy the pale one to alter my lippies. I knew you'd be thinking of that. I knew you'd be thinking of that. I'm doing well, Joe. I will say I started off the live and I was a little bit discombobulated. I was not able to string full sentences together. Alice, my love, what is your code for Glisten? Because we have a few codes here. We have mine, which is Teresa. We've Cosmic. I also have some of them put into the description box. We've Cosmic Peaches, which is Daniela's. Joe's is Noir Artistry. Jamie's is Radar20. Thank you, Sue. It's Alice G. You know the drill, lads. If you are interested in getting anything from Glisten, use a code. Use a code. Get your money off. No. You weren't crazy. The whole formula was meant to be like that, like muted tone. And that's something that I noticed when I had it. I was like, it's pretty, but it's not, you're not getting the exact shade that you're seeing in the pan on the eye. You're going to have to like build it up, which from knowing Robert, I was like, that does seem to be their preference. Do you know what I mean? It is a little bit chalky. It is like, it's workable, but yeah, I love these. Bought them on VIP a couple of days ago. They do look really nice. They do. I got a few of their lip stains recently and I'm looking forward to playing with them. So I'm happy about that. I personally think Blend Bunny's palette formula differs and is often too pigmented and dry. You see, this is the thing. There's quite a variation in how they can be. I don't know if that's something that they're looking to try to solidify over time so that there's a little bit more consistency across palettes, but I have noticed that from time to time. Oh, their lip stains are gorgeous. I agree, Alice. I agree. I got like the grey lip stain because as I said, I like these tones. So I'm not going to get this right now, not because I don't like it, but I'm allocating a budget to myself every month for things, for nice shinies. And I did get stuff for myself recently, which I actually have them right here. I got Floral Street perfume, the Bridgerton one. It smells fucking gorgeous. And the Armani Power of You. So I have spent my allocated budget on nice things. And I'm waiting until next month for payday to do that. Yes, Daniela, big controversial. I am perhaps biased, but Glisten are doing absolute bits. I agree. I think they're very good. I thought I was crazy, so I started analysing the formula based on ingredients. Ooh, tracks. I love the way your brain works. It pleases me. I often feel that palettes are made to swatch well on camera more than they are to perform well with brushes, so they are easier to sell. Because, I mean, how many people buy things based on swatches? And something mightn't swatch amazingly, but it could perform really well on the eye. Like, I have several palettes that, like, if I swatch them, they're not going to blow your socks off. But when you get them on the eye and use them with a brush, it's completely different. Oh, those bottles look beautiful, don't they? This, by the way, this is the Floral Street one. It's so good. Oh, it's delicious. Really, really nice. It's called Enchanted Masquerade. It's beautiful. And then the Armani. It's Daniela made me buy it. I didn't, well, she didn't actually, but it's very fruity and I really like it. And coming into summer, I'm like, well, this makes sense. So as you can see, my budget has been done and it's on things that I'm like, this is fine. This is fine. Did you smell the Armani yet? Of course I did, Daniela. Of course I did. And add to that the difference between using synthetic and natural hairbrushes. Anyway, I'm stopped complaining. No, you're absolutely right though. Like that does impact things. Of course it does. And even the type of brush that you're using, like whether it's like a big fluffy brush or a small little brush, like they'll all give you slightly different effects. Like that's the point. But I do think Glisten has done very well. And then juxtapose that against this nonsense. I don't know why this is happening. This is Colourpop and the Little Mermaid, because Colourpop does not have an original idea in its head. It's a whole bunch of nonsense. There's, I will say the multi-chrome highlighters look kind of interesting. The palette, I think, is a travesty. There's 2 lip kits. There's a flounder hair clip. And there's admittedly a kind of cute compact mirror. Joe, look away when we talk about it, because I know that you have a little bit of a thing for compact mirrors. Trax, we are the same person. I've been saying this for years. Yeah, there you go. I've been eyeing the Armani perfume, but I need to empty a perfume before I buy a new one. Well done you for having that as your approach. That is so good. Well done. I'm afraid not as good at that, but I love layering things, so it is what it is. Oh my God, I feel seen. Thank you, Daniela. Well, there you go. Lol, now I'm getting sent this. I'm a Little Mermaid stan and I will cry. That's fair, Alice. I understand, right? And I like, well, I don't love the Little Mermaid. And hear me out. Hear me out. As somebody who didn't speak until they were 4.5, because language is hard for me, which is why it falls out of my head sometimes, and being autistic, the message of the film and the story of absolutely lose your voice to win a man over gives me such an ick. It is so disempowering. And I could never figure out why as a kid I was like, not into this. Don't love this. That's my take on it. But if you love it, you love it. But there's a lot of Disney stuff that if you analyze it, you'd be like, oh, there's some really unhealthy relationships and power imbalances that's happening there. But that's my own personal one. But if you love it, you love it, and I'm delighted for you. And I hope that you get a lot of joy out of this. I don't want the palette, I want the mirror and the highlighters. Little Mermaid is my weak spot, and that's totally fair. I want to know where Sebastian, Sebastian is a bit of an icon. I think this Colourpop release is adorable, totally fair. I don't have that approach with makeup, trust me. Oh, well, I think the fact that you have that approach with anything at all is worth discussing. On my 30th birthday, my partner took me to Disney and I was crying at the gates before I went in because the music from Little Mermaid was playing. Oh, that's so cute. I will agree, Daniela, I love Ursula. Ursula gets pinned as being a villain, but they're not. They go against beauty standards. They could take any form they want and they're like, fuck it, I'm a sea hag with several legs. Deal with it. I love it. And she's out and out being like, you're a fool giving up your voice for a man. And I'm like, Ursula knows where it's at. She does. By the way, I'm not like dissing on your love. Like if you love that thing, you love that thing, and I'm delighted for you. It isn't my thing, and that's grand. I like the Little Mermaid songs, but I always was more enchanted with the underwater parts. Yes. Yeah, I'm like, why would you want to be on land when you could be in the water? Why would you leave Flounder and Sebastian? Maybe that's just me. I'm like, it looks more fun under the sea, you know? Land has its issues. I'm like, you are not capable of smart decision making. Don't diss my love, Teresa. Now will you get Terra Moon with me to cheer me up? How dare you, Alice? How dare you? No, look, if you love it, you love it, and I'm delighted for you. It's not my thing, and that's all right. It's okay. It's not a big issue. I want the princess doggos. Oh, yes! The dog is really cute. Actually, why don't they do more of that? Like, they have Flounder as a hair clip, which is cute. Why is there not like a Sebastian and the dog in there? Like, that's very cute. I haven't bought from Colourpop in years. Same. I think the last thing I weirdly bought from them was like a Twilight thing, which was confusing that I did that, but there you go. We won't cry. See, this is why I'm like, don't listen to me. I'm not to be trusted. I have my own nonsense in here. because they don't actually put much effort in. Yeah, that's the thing. The dog may not be as recognizable. Maybe. But I think for anyone who's like really into the IP, because they're the ones who'll get it, they would recognize it. So it feels a bit like, what's that about? The palette itself, it's fine. It's grand. I think it's quite wearable. That yellow does look quite nice. But there's a chunk of it that I'm like, I just wouldn't end up using. So for me, it's not wildly interesting. I think there's bits of this that are better than others. It's not the worst collaboration they've done, not by any stretch of the imagination. I just think it could have been enhanced. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's no red in there for her hair. You know? Why not like bring in the colours of her sister's tails or, you know, things like that. It just isn't as interesting as it could have been. I bought the Stone Cold Fox palette last year, but that's an older release. Yeah, fair. They made me mad with Twilight. I haven't bought from them in years. Fair. Their formula was good for a while, but compared to the updated formulas, it's just not cutting it. Totally fair. Meh. I don't like the palette. I'm going to build my own out of singles. Fair. I think this is defo a collector's thing rather than an I'll use this everyday vibe. Yes. And I think that's it. And that's kind of what they're getting people to do. And I'm trying to get myself out of the collector's idea because I have a terrible habit of doing that. And for me, it's not sustainable. I can't keep doing that. For me, again, these are my choices, not your choices. That's fine. But I want to have stuff that I feel like I would use and that I'm not just buying because of packaging. I think that they did the movie well with the colours. Don't need it, but it's cute. Yeah, totally fair. Agree. It will be going on a shelf. Fair. I think it could have been great if they put in more effort. Yeah, I feel it was like maybe 60% effort. I will say, highlighters, very, very cute. And they look really, really nice on. Like, they're fun. They do look like a lot of fun, and I'm going to give it to them. Is it wearable? No. But you know what? It's fun. So well done. I can see Ariel being like, what is this? Smash on the face. Absolutely. Well done. Kudos. That one also looks interesting, and I do appreciate that it does look like they haven't actually like edited that to filth. It's like me with Nightmare Before Christmas. I just buy anything even if I wouldn't use it. Yeah, and that's fair. I get that. I absolutely get that. If that's your love, that's your love. I want the highlights. Yes. Was that blue? Yes, it was, Joe. Yes, it was. The highlights are the best part. That's what I'm thinking as well. Oh no, just found the blue. Oh no. Yeah. This is what I'm saying. I think because I was looking at the highlighters first, they grabbed me, and then I looked at the palette and I was like, these aren't as interesting as the highlighters. I feel like they thought about these a little bit more than they did the palette. But if it had just been the palette, I probably would have been like, oh, that's a decent palette. But I'm comparing even within the collection. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if that makes any sense, but we'll get there. The lip products, solid. Red for Ariel, purple for Ursula. Very nice. I like those sort of shades. It's a little bit more of like an orange toned red, not a bad one. And the kind of purple shade in there is nice. I don't hate that. Don't love the lip oil. But I have a thing about lip oils. Oh, hello, Sir Hiss. Sorry, one of my stray cats is on my kitchen window staring in, and he does like his sad face, which is... Now, don't feel sad for him because he gets about 7 or 8 sachets a day. He's grand. I like the face products. They're really beautiful. Now, if they made a separate collection for Ursula, if they made a separate collection for Ursula, I'd be over that because I love that. She's my favourite. It does not really look purple to me. No, it doesn't. It looks more like fuchsia than purple, like when you see it on, which is like the importance of actually having it on the lips because it definitely looks more fuchsia. They needed a dark red for lips. I mean, I love a dark red. The lip oil, I think it's like a bit meh. I wish the lip oil was a minty colour with sparkles. Yes, that'd be nice. The little flounder hair clip, that's adorable. Like, look at that, that's cute. That is cute. I like that. It's weirdly, I think the accessories are where it's at with this one. And even look at that compact. Look at how cute that is. I really like that. I like that bit. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's bits of this collection that I'm like, this is very good. This is very, very good. And then other bits that it feels like it's dipped. Disney villains have my heart. Same. I have the Disney Villainous board games and they're so much fun. The mirror. That's what I'm saying. The mirror is so cute. Joe, I told you to look away earlier when I talked about the mirror. Because Joe's just going to be like, oh, mirrors. It is a thing and I understand that. But they're very cute. I like them. I do think that that is nice. If I was personally doing this collection, I wouldn't have bothered with the lip oil. I wouldn't have bothered with the lip oil. I feel like it's not adding anything. I'd have maybe modified the lip kits ever so slightly so that you've slightly different shades or deeper shades of same. The eyeshadow palette, I'd have kind of added in a few more extra pops of colour just to have it be a bit more whatever. Highlighters, I'd leave them alone. They're perfect. The hair clip, love it. The mirror, love it. We need something for Sebastian. Do you know what I mean? Other than that, it's not a bad one. Why not something to do with a dingle hopper? Oh my God. Yes, that would be good. But it's not a bad one. It's not a bad one. There's something about when a brand does an IP, I'm like, I need you to do your own stuff rather than just assuming that people are going to go and buy this due to the IP. Because sometimes brands put very little effort into IPs. Bobbi Brown, I'm looking at you. And it doesn't translate that well. And Colourpop have done that in the past. It's not the worst, but I'm like, there's some little improvements. I was tempted to bejewel my Girl Cult Blue one, Daniel. Of course you were. Of course you were. Joe, I think that's a great idea. Don't give them ideas. That's terrible. The next thing that we have then is Gloss Gods, who have come out with their baked beam blushes. So they're baked products and they're like a blush highlighter. There's 6 shades. They're you can get like the actual little component and the pan for, I think it's 20 something euro. But you can get just the pan itself if you're like, I want to put this into like a Z palette. They're €19.95. You can get the bundle for €85.95. I'm going to be 100% honest here. I strangely enough got them in PR, and this is where I do the annoying thing of going, you can use my code Teresa for money off. There. They are quite nice. I will say there's 2 shades here though, I think, that are a smidgen too similar to each other and they needed to edit out. So I'm going to open these. They are very nice, by the way. I've swatched them and I've played with them and they're very, very blendable. So I'm going to show you the 2 that I think that are a smidgen too close to each other in shades. What they've done is they've kind of gotten tones and gotten lighter and deeper versions of them. I can see them expanding on this. So the 2 that I think that are a little bit too similar are these 2. In my mind, I think they're a little bit too similar. So this is I'm Fine and this one is Got Caught. And you can see that like this one is a little bit lighter and this one's a little bit deeper, but in my mind it's a little bit too similar. I tried to use your code during the sale, but it didn't work, so I didn't get anything. Oh no, you should have gotten something even if the code didn't work. It was a sale. It was good. It's good. Blah. There we go. We'll get there. Do we want me to swatch them? Because I do think they're worth looking at. I love Gloss Gods, but their packaging is cheap for the cost of the products. Yeah. I mean, I'm personally fine with it, but that's a me thing. I like that you can reuse these. I think if you're going to have something reusable, though, it would be nice to have something that's a little bit more luxe. But, you know, Alice, I understand. Because in my brain, I'm like, I can use one like as being the main tone and the other one to like blend it out. Please swatch them. Of course. Da-da-da-da-da-dun. Do I have wipes? That'd be really helpful if I brought anything like that with me. Oh, it's all right. I have pants that I can do things on. Let us start with the deepest shade. So this one is called Too Much. Are you too much? Who knows? Now they have said it's best to use on like skin that has foundation, etc. on rather than dry skin. So bear that in mind. This is a dry hand, right? So oh, that's quite nice. Do 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 do. Boo! Actually, would it make more sense if I put it on? I was going to say if I put it on my face, but I'm probably going to be looking a bit weird. Is my comment showing from earlier? Across skin tones better. Yeah. Yeah. See, that's the thing. While it may not show up as being a big difference on me, it might look quite different on somebody would say an olive skin tone or a fair skin tone, etc. Please swatch them. I mean, I always want swatches. I love a refillable packaging. Sustainable Queens. Those are the kind of shades I go between for a warmer vibe or cooler vibe for myself. Right, so that's the deepest one. Then kind of the shade that's below that, because like I said, they have like a darker and then a lighter shade of each. This one is called I Need a Minute. So it looks like this, by the way. That's the deeper one, and that's this one. Ah, there we go. Let's blend it out. So you can see, you could like even ombre them, which I think is quite nice. Not that one, the one above it was a continuation. Oh, okay, right. Apologies. The one about your preference in terms of blush, I just read it. Oh, sorry. I'm struggling to keep up with things. I apologize. Ooh, then it does not go that deep, or am I wrong? It doesn't go that deep, which is my main issue here. Right, that is the deepest one. And I love gloss gods. I do, I absolutely do. But I think when that's the deepest tone that you've got, and it is buildable, don't get me wrong, but you need to add more to that. Like that, in my opinion, is not enough. Like, feel free to disagree, but there you go. It was more the explanation of baked goods. Oh, okay, fair enough, fair enough. Next one then is That Look, which is this one here. You can see they kind of are almost like a trio that are kind of similar. That's here. Let's blend it. So you can see there's like, they kind of look like they're similar, but they do complement each other, but are different enough to each other. Again, I'm going to say exactly what I said previously. I do think they do need something a little bit darker. That might just be a me thing. Now, the two shades that I think are quite similar, let's swatch them together. I'm going to put them on the other hand so that I have different fingers. And I am going to wipe these on my pants. It's all right because these pants are going into the wash after this anyways. So, the shade Got Caught. Let's look at that one. That's what that one looks like. It's more highlighter really than blush in this particular instance. Yeah, the glowy aspect is very nice. So this is Got Caught. The lighter tone doesn't matter as there's less base color. It's definitely more of a topper and will be universal across tones. Said it earlier, but saying it. Thank you, darling. Thank you. So this one, you can see much, as Daniela was saying, lighter in tone, but it is coming across quite nicely. I suspect that they're going to be adding to this line because, I mean, 6 tones is small. I'd say they're going to be seeing how people react to them. Then this is the one that I thought was quite similar. I'm Fine. It does look a little bit different though when you swatch it out. Like, see, even there on the finger, this one is more peachy and this one is more pink. They do catch the light really nicely. So this is that one. And you can see when you swatch them out, they do have that difference. Like that one's more pinky, that one's more peachy. And then the very last one is Sun Drunk. And we'll do that here. Don't mind the fact that my arms normally have like marks all over them because I'm a terrible skin picker. Yes, it's more blush toppery. Right, so what I might do is, yeah, there we go. Eee. Poor Sir Hiss, he's still at the window staring in at me being like, oh. He does like the best possible impression of a cat who's had a very difficult life. And it's like, Sarah, I built you a house outside. You're fine. You're fine. Hold on. What I'm going to, oh God, I'm so old and everything hurts. Right. I'm going to stand at the window. And it's actually a sunny day here in Ireland. Who'd have thought it? And this is what it looks like in the actual sunlight. Dun, 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 dun. These ones are a lot more subtle. These are more for my skin tone, clearly, so that they're functioning more as like toppery highlighters. But as you can see, shimmery, shiny, quite nice, quite nice. Do you want to see Sir Hiss? He looks so sad. Every time I see him, all I can think of is that Sarah McLachlan song, you know, like, in the arms of the angel. Because he does give you that whole, like, my life is so difficult. I'm going to show you him. Hold on. Don't judge the mess that is my house. Oh, so sad. So sad. Oh, no. So sad. Now, bearing in mind, see that house out there at the back? I built that for him. I will come back to you, Sarah. You're fine. Oh, is Torty out there with you? Sorry, there's so many stray cats. Yeah. So if anyone ever wonders, you know, what does Teresa do with the money that she makes on YouTube? Every cent goes towards those cats. Same with like the affiliate codes. It just goes towards feeding them. And even if I didn't have that, I'd take it out of my own pay wages. There we go. Got there. Yes, I am a cat queen. Absolutely. So yeah, those are the Glass Gods. I think this is a really nice start. Can I also just say, the way that they launched them, there was a really fun like music video and it was so extra. I was like, what are we doing? This is so cool. Now, take everything I'm saying with a pinch of salt. I'm trying to make myself comfortable here. I love Glass Gods. I really do. And Marielle, who is the owner of Glass Gods, is lovely. And I have critiqued the brand many a time before, and they've never taken it, like personally, they've actually taken it on board and been like, let's change some things. So I like that. Like there's no base tone, practically none. So there's no ash, clearly made to work across all tones. The distinction is just the colours, lol, as even POC could wear the palest tones. Yeah, that seems to be particularly the case when you see them. I would like to see like more variation, just because as it is, like 6 shades, pinks and oranges. I think they could extend this, but I suspect that what they're doing right now is they're checking to see how these go, which I suspect they'll do well, and then they'll look to extend, because they've done that before with previous formulas. But I like the look of these. I will say I like the pinky ones quite a bit, but these are more highlightery shades for me. Like, look at that. Bearing in mind, like, I don't really have any lights on myself. That's ridiculous, no? Or is it just, maybe it's just me. I'm so glad you got a sunny day. Honestly, it has been raining continuously for the last like few weeks, so it's only started to get a bit better. It was very cunty. One of my fave ads. Yes, Joe was talking about that within our little group. Purple, that's what I'm thinking, Alice. A purple would look really nice, like a purple and a lilac. They'd look so cool. Oh my heart. He needs an Argyle sweater vest and an old man thing to rant about. Do you know what his name is? His name is Sir Hiss E. Fitzgerald, known as Sir Hissy Fitz for short. Because every time I go outside, he twirls around and goes, and hisses. And then he gets surprised that he's hissing. And I'm like, you don't need to hiss, sir. Like, your world has gone very well. Daniela, have you ever considered consulting for brands based on everything I read from you in those chats? I know you would do an amazing job. Oh yeah, she has done it before, but I'm stealing her and we're doing our own brand. I will bring nothing to the table other than sheer enthusiasm. I've nothing else to bring, and that's okay. Their inclusivity is 10 out of 10. They've done that very well. Like, I feel I like some extra shades because I'm a greedy bitch. And the only other thing is maybe some extra fancy components. But not everyone wants to pay for extra fancy components. Like, I'm perfectly fine with this. I don't mind this at all. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Kosas, if I'm 100% honest. But I know that some people are like, well, I've paid money, I want something fancy. But I think it's a really good start. Like, look at these on the skin. Look at how nice they are. And you can build them, you can make them extra dramatique. And remember that the way I'm swatching them is not necessarily, it's not how they're used. Like, I was putting them onto a fucking hand. That's not where these are meant to go. And unprepped skin, you know, and they still look pretty good. They do. Oh, I'm sorry, but I understand. Take it as a compliment coming from me. Fair. I'm so excited for your brand together. I know, Daniela would be amazing. Isn't it such a good name for him? Sir Hissy Fitzgerald. I'm very good at cat names. Very good. Oh, what a dearly perfect name. Yeah, they're not for me, but I think they'll sell very well. Good. Absolutely. Don't be going off and buying stuff just because, you know, I'm saying I like them. You know? That's not important. There's loads of stuff that I like that other people are like, what the hell? But I agree. I think they will do very well, and it's very much in line with their stuff to date. It doesn't feel like it's a massive departure from them. All good tracks. Thank you so much for the compliment. Yes, she's quite fantastic. So that's the Gloss God stuff. Like I said, you can use my code Teresa. I'm sure there's other codes as well. You know the drill. Don't ever pay full price. I'll be upset if you do. Are you all right, Holly? Holly's just running around. She just literally skidded into the kitchen like a little Formula One driver. Very dramatic. Anyways, it's fine. The next thing that we have is Glisten Cosmetics, and this is their Perfect Storm palette, and it's available for $115. You almost convinced me to get one. Oh, if you ever do a brand, I'll be excited for that. Oh no, we will. We absolutely will. Daniela she's put her degree on hold just for the moment for like health stuff, and when she's done that and gotten some further experience in the area, which is graphic design, etc., we're gonna pull together. It's also part of why I'm trying to get a little bit better with my money and budgeting, because I want to have money to start that, you know. That's the point. So Alice and Daniela, every time that you're trying to be like, go and get this, just remember that that's money that I could use to start the brand. Remember that. So this is the palette. I really like the tones in this. I love these sort of grey, ashy. That's the word. That's the only thing I can think of is just because I feel like that just works. Now, there's a few tones that I think that are a smidgen close to each other when you see them swatched. And I think you know which ones I'm talking about. Like, those two dark shades are looking quite similar. And there's like an ashy grey tone there that looks quite similar to this. Not super similar, but not far off. I think if they just edited out one of those shades, it would have just cinched it. It's really pretty. That's my only minor, if even, critique. So you'll need to buy less makeup. Exactly. The irony is I'll need to buy less makeup so I can make makeup. Davina's Perfect Storm sold out and is restocking April 14th. Yes, this is the pre-sale is available for $115. This is meant for my soul. Fair. I can see you doing a lot of beautiful things for it. This is stunning. Davina has amazing quality too. Yes, do you know what? I haven't bought anything from Davina in ages. I have quite a few of their singles, but I really liked them. I think this is really interesting. Really nicely curated. Again, I'd only just like take out one shade so that it's a smidgen more cohesive or a little bit less. I don't even want to say redundant because that feels like I'm being like overly harsh. But that's the only thing I do. And I feel like it is done very, very well. The owner is amazing too. Love her. Oh, love that. I've never tried Davina. What's their formula like? Now, I will say it's been ages since. Fortunately, 15% off with the code. Ooh, Janet, what is the code? Share the code. Share the code. What is the code? Oh, so their formula is a lot like Terra Moon. Interesting. Because I was reluctant to say anything there because it's been a while since I bought anything from Davina, and I don't know if they've changed up their formula. They probably have since I got stuff from them. So I think that's very, very nice. I like it. I have a code with Davina too. Ah, good. Never pay full price or I will haunt you. And I'm not dead yet, so it's more stalking, really. But that's how I'd lose my guard the vetting. Then we have Lethal Cosmetics, and this is their Black Spring. There's a 15-pan eyeshadow palette for $59. There's 3 eye primers. They're $14 each, and there's apparently some dewy liquid blushes that came with their previous one. And yeah, they're available from April 2nd. The palette itself, that's what it looks like. These are the eye primer things. I mean, your guess is as good as mine as to exactly what they entail. Makes sense that there's a black in there for like multi-chromes, etc. I haven't bought anything from Lethal since they changed their formula, because they used to make it in Berlin and then they changed it to elsewhere, but the prices are still quite high. That reflects from when they made in Berlin. So I'm not as enthusiastic about their stuff as I once was, but that might just be, it just might be a thing. I have a code with Davina too. Stacey, oh, fabulous. So Stacey's actual name, STACI, is a code. There you go, fabulous people. Use that. I used Debutante, but lots of people have codes. Fabulous. It's giving the Natasha Denona Xenon palette with a duskier tone. That's exactly what the Davina is giving. The code is on their website. Give me 15 or something like that. Perfection. Thank you, darlings. That's for Tanya. OMG, Lethal. I have not heard about them in forever. Do you know what? They've still been doing stuff. They did their, and I cannot even remember the name of the IP, but it was like a cartoon something time. I want to say story time, but I don't think that's the name. There's a dog in it. I don't know much about the IP, but I know they did that. And they've obviously had a few other things as well. Tanya, I thought it looked like the vibes of the Realm of Fairies from BBB. Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah. But I like the dusky take on it. The teal. Oh, Joe. Oh, Fairies one. Yes. Is this palette magnetic or no? I believe it's magnetic. It's 15 grams total. Oh, for 15, so 1 gram each. Interesting. The Adventure Time. There you go. I knew it was something time. Doesn't look like a lot. Adventure Time, SpongeBob. There you go. Thank you. My brain is clearly falling away like wet pieces of cake. Great sign for me. I've never tried Lethal. I haven't tried them in a really, really long time. I have a lot of their really old stuff like the Jolena palette, etc. And I liked that, but they've since changed. This is what the Dark Spring palette looks like. Some interesting little pops. I like singular shades in this, but I think just as a whole, it's not for me. And that's fine. That's okay. I got Lethal Serpent palette, not the quality I remember. Well, you see, they've changed. They used to make their shadows in Berlin, and they've changed it since. And that they were kind of quiet about it. They didn't say much about it. And then the price still remained the same. And I was like, I'm not so sure. So that's given me a little bit of an ick. Maybe that's just a me thing. Maybe it's just me being whatever. But I don't feel the same way I once did. The green shift looks gorgeous. I agree. That does look very nice. I'd like to see what that looks like. I really like the red-black part. Yes, I do too. That is, yeah. Like even if they did that as a little trio, that little section, that's quite cool. The green shift looks gorgeous. Yeah, look, it's fine. It's fine. I just, again, maybe it's me. I find they're not as interesting as they once were. What's your thoughts on Singe Beauty? They're doing a 20% off sale. I mean, hasn't Angelica moved back to Sweden? So I suspect them doing the sale is to like move some stock around, and I know that she'll probably still keep some distribution in the US, but she'll have to have some distribution in Sweden as well. It wouldn't make sense that she'd have it so far away from her. Do you know what I mean? Now, I've not actually tried anything from Singe, but they've caught my eye several times, and it's just been me being very, very good that I haven't gotten anything. When did they change? Oh my goodness, it would have been, I want to say about a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago, and they did it very, very quietly, which I remember thinking was a bit odd at the time. Now, don't quote me on it, because I could have dates slightly mixed up, but I think it was around about then. I'm not convinced by the formula just by reading the ingredients list. There's no talc. Fair. I mean, there's formulas I like that doesn't have talc in it, but you know, it is what it is. Singe has good quality. I have all their brushes. Lovely. I was gifted the Mini Beauty and the Beast palette and blush palette. Oh, nice. 100% yes to Singe. It's an anniversary sale for 3 years. Oh, is that what it is? I'm not convinced enough to buy it. I agree, if they made a smaller palette, it would be really interesting. Yeah, I agree. The palettes are not in sale at Singe. Palettes are on sale at Singe. Wait, slightly differing information there. I think when they started doing collabs, right? Yes, around about that time was when they started to change the formula, and they kept it again quite quiet. Lethal, Janet, that's the change we're talking about, that they used to make their shadows in Berlin and then they changed it. It was shady once they announced their rebrand, not buying from them again. Once I saw them gaslighting people in the comments. I've loads of talc-free eyeshadows I adore. Oh wait, sorry, lovely, I was thinking of Sigma. I've never tried Singe. I like Sigma. I like Sigma a lot. Their brushes are some of my go-tos. I am a disgusting affiliate though, so take everything that I'm saying with a pinch of salt. The code Mulhern gives you money off. Do you see how I'm saying that with a look of disdain of like, ugh, this does not suit me? But I think there's a lot of stuff that they have that are actually really, really, really good, but just don't get talked about. Like the formulas are good. I will clutch all my talc products to my chest. Yeah, Daniela feels a certain way. They are included in the sale: palettes, brushes, blushes, bags, lip liners, etc. Oh, okay, I like Sigma's formula. It's nice to blend. I agree. Sigma is much more subtle, and I think it's great for that everyday no fuss makeup. I think they're very, very good. Very, very good. I prefer talc. That's just my preference. I prefer formulas that pack a punch rather than ones where you need to build. I have a tan skin tone and I'm impatient. Totally fair, Tracks. Totally fair. I mean, with all the reformulations, you might want to think about picking up the talc products that you do like, because they're going to be, you know, shimmying away. Don't love that, but it is what they're doing. I love the Sigma brushes and their palettes are underrated. I agree. They do amazing sales on Black Friday and everything is always worth it. I agree. Yes, I agree with Sigma. Sigma are great. I have brushes that are like about 10 years old and they're still perfect. The only thing that's kind of different about them is that I can't read the names of the brushes on them because I've used them so much that the name has worn off. I'm currently building an apocalyptic stash of all my faves before they go away forever. Oh, honey, I'm restocking my favorites with talc. Good. Regarding the sale at Singe, the palettes are not included in the sale. Thank you, Jamie. Sigma brushes are fabulous. I don't know what's going on with my autocorrect. I swear I don't make these mistakes in real life. I have an English degree. Look, the amount of times that Daniela has sent me a text and either autocorrect or text to speech has screwed her over has led to many funny moments for us, is all I can say. Jamie, you're a star. Yeah, the palette itself from Lethal, it's grand. Then these are the eye primers. I wish they'd shown us what they were like, but I suppose because they're not officially launching until April 2nd, that's the story. I used to get really excited whenever I'd see anything from Lethal, and now I'm just like, meh, it's just not as interesting. Language is expansive, absolutely, and expensive, which is how I initially read it, and my brain was like, that cannot be right. The very last thing that we're talking about, and I got so excited when I saw this because I saw that this had a green cover and I was like, oh my gosh, green. Now they already have a green palette, so I need to just like chill out. This is the Cheery Up, and it's they've just said it's a new spring arrival. So it looks like we're getting one of their palettes and like a little duo blush kajigger. Oh, Alice, you've joined. Thank you, darling. I very much appreciate it. Cool packaging met on the product. That's what I'm thinking as well. That's right. So with this, you know, I'm looking at that green and I'm going, nom, 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 nom. Delicious. Love that. The rest of it, I'm like, I'd be okay without it. Oh, what a green tease. That's exactly what they are. They're fucking green teas. How dare they? I have joined my lever. I swear to God, Alice. God damn it. Alice was like, I've joined now, so now you have to get the Terra Moons. Tracks, save me, help me. Tanya, I agree. It was so mean because I saw like the outside of that cover, it's green, and then this is what they've come up with. Now, I don't think it's a bad palette, but I'm like, what a wank without a cum, you know? I'm just saying, it's too neutral for me, but lovely. I used Cheery Up just this week. I absolutely adore their formula. I think it's so good. I can see myself collecting most of the Cheery Up palettes. This included. I like it. Yeah, I do. Like, I don't hate it. I'm not sitting here being like, gross. I think it's nice, but I saw a green cover. I need you to understand. I saw a green cover. I got excited. I thought, it's happening. I'm getting a green palette. And again, they already have a green palette. And yes, they have a green shade in there. But I was like, oh, like, it's nice. It's wearable. It's beautiful. Which again, you know my feelings on wearable. Anything is wearable. Without the green, it looks like the pink neutral palette they launched previously, which is kind of what I'm thinking as well, Tracks. And I say that with love, as somebody who loves Cheery Up. It's too neutral for me, but lovely. Also, their blushes have a baked formula, as I have some. Yeah, their stuff is really, really good. Like, I think if I'm to get anything, it's going to be the blush, the little blush duo. Someone add this girl to the Terra Moon PR list. Yeah, and Alice needs to be joined to the Terra Moon PR list because Alice is just like nudging people off of cliffs. It needs more green. Thank you. I like the mint. Yeah, the mint shade in there is quite nice. You almost wouldn't notice it. It's very, very subtle. Teresa, what if I like edging? Let me have my boring news. Fair. And maybe I like green. Let me have my greens. You know? It looks like something was due Monday and they had to work a leprechaun into a previous colour story. I'm not going to lie, I love Cheery Up, but this is not the vibe. That's kind of where I am with it, Joe. Like, if I got this, I'd be quite happy. Like, if it turned up, as if it would. But if it turned up, I'd be like, oh yeah, I'll get used out of this. But I don't think with my current ridiculous collection that I can justify going off and being like, oh, I'll go and buy this. Because as Track said, there are some shades that are kind of similar that they already have. Get on that PR, Teresa. And Alice, I'd sooner you be on the PR because you're very into it. Angel, my love, how are you? Late, but you know, better late than never. You know, is what I'm saying here. It's giving me the mini Natasha Denona retro palette vibes, and I'm actually intrigued now. Fair, I do like the Natasha Denona retro. I will say that. Teresa, the new Fenty blushes are available at Fenty if anyone is interested. Oh yes, the liquid blushes. I was going to talk about them, but then I was like, it's alive. We're going to be here for 5 years. It's going to take us too long. Because I rabbit on. Stacey, thank you for following me on Instagram. Lots of love. It's giving someone likes green packaging but doesn't believe in green shades. Well, that is definitely not me. I believe in green shades. I'm going to slowly, like, there's so much green in my house. My friend Kate was here and they were like, I didn't even know you could get a green kettle. I didn't know you could get a green toaster. And I'm like, you can.
Terra Moon is so good. I just cannot spend that much. That's where I'm at as well. I repeat, you can't buy this or I will haunt you in your dreams. Is that meant to be a deterrent, Trax? This is where the behavioral psychologist in me is kind of going, you assume that's a punisher. It may be a reinforcer. Those swatches are delicious. So I'm really understanding what you meant before about the swatches equaling sales. Yeah, I will say though, these are one of those ones where the swatches are justified. I do like Cheery Up. I do. I have so much of their stuff and I really genuinely enjoy them. I feel like the last couple launches have been safe, to be honest. You're so right. Like their last ones have been. And look, there's a market for that. Fair enough. Good for them. Oh, the retro spin is interesting. Cosmic Peaches, I'm with you. How was I not following you? I thought I was. Look, sometimes Instagram just decides that I'm not worthy of love and attention. And that's okay. You know, thanks Instagram. Love you lots. But yeah, I think like the blush, the little blushy, highlighty duo, that is more my jam. And I'm not going to say that I'm not going to buy the Cheery Up palette because I also know what I'm like. I haven't bought anything from Sea Beauty Mall in a while. There was a point where they weren't shipping to Ireland and now they're shipping to Ireland again. And I'm like, yay. But also, oh no. Because this is how I've been so good at budgeting is I haven't been able to get stuff from them. But I'm trying to give myself more of a budget around beauty, etc. So I need to triage and be a little bit better on these things again. So I can have a brand one day. What about me haunting your cat streams? You don't want someone to tell me to destroy everything around them. Girl, they're already doing that. Genuinely, I sent a video to Daniela and Alice and Joe of like, Holly is climbing the banister and has absolutely destroyed it. I wonder if I could show you my kitchen island chairs. Like there is no leather left on them. It's just like they've gotten into the stuffing and I'm like, well, oh well. They're on the babies. And like they're funny because they kind of won't do it too much while I'm around, but I'm obviously away during the day and they're like, this is the time for the havoc. So honestly, if you told them to destroy things, there would be very little difference. Thank you, Alex. I feel less alone. I've never tried that brand. Where is it available? It's on, there's several places that you can get it. So have a little shop around. I have it in the description box as to where you can get Cheery Up from. They have their own, They have their own website, which is cheeryup.com. You can get it on Sea Beauty Mall. You can get it on Yes Style. You can, strangely enough, get it on AliExpress, which is a verified seller of those. And you can get it on Look Healthy store. Shop around, find the best price. I do have a code with Sea Beauty Mall. Teresa, it'll get you some money off and I will earn a commission, blah, blah, blah. Tracks, Teresa's cats are one step ahead of you, especially the kid. There you go. Daniela knows. I was creasing at that video. Honest to God, it is ridiculous. Like she's on the banister and she's trying to catch her she's Cirque du Soleil-ing it like no other. You know what? That Cheery Up reminds me of that old Venus palette. Oh, I see that. I do see that. I can't get this because it won't show up on me, so I'm good. Good for you, Trax. Good for you. Look at you being smart about your purchases. I love that for us. Oh, I miss Lime Crime as a makeup brand. I really do. I knew that was what you were talking about and I still have that palette. It's like in my makeup archive. I love having makeup archive stuff and being like, you can't get this now. You're in my clutches. And the poor makeup is like, please let me go. But that, my gorgeous friends, is it. I have my favourite comment and it's from Wilma and it is part of their little update. So just, you know, I love Wilma. I assume Wilma, would they have visitors probably by now? I hope they do. Teresa, my Irish sister. I couldn't love someone I've never met in person more. I'm doing well. Healing is plodding along. I have a steady stream of love, support and visitors to give me joy and distract me from the process. A proper update is due. Until then, I'm working on my glorious return. Love to you and the tribe. And I know a lot of you love Wilma in the way that I love Wilma. And one of the things that I've decided, I was asking them for the address of where they were and they were saying, because I was like, I'll send you flowers. And Wilma, aka Richard,
said, no, wait until like I'm back at home and then the flowers will be nice in the apartment. But I've decided against that now. I'm not going to send them flowers. Instead, I'm going to send them, once they're feeling better, the Blight Moon palette from Neuricorn, because I know that they've told me that that palette haunts their dreams in a good way, not in a like a bad way. So I feel like they'd really enjoy it. Let me see. I'm saving because I will go bonkers when I visit a makeup convention in June. There's a makeup convention. Where's the makeup convention, Tracks? That sounds amazing. Also, what was this Terra Moon thing I missed? Oh, Joe, it descended into madness is the only thing to say. I'm jelly, Tracks. That sounds mega fun. Oh, agreed. We're all going with Tracks now. We're all going to this makeup convention in June. My son calls you the Irish makeup lady. Oh, hello. That's so cute and accurate. Quite accurate. It's a makeup show in France called The Beauty Experience. Bonjour, je suis une pomme de terre ou peut-être un navet. Je voudrais du maquillage, s'il vous plaît. See, I have enough French that I can get around said makeup convention. So we're all going together. We're going to Paris. Fantastic. We'll find a hostel or something to be in there. Blight Moon is half off right now. Well, there you go. There you go. Oh, damn, I miss makeup convention. We should all go. Oh my God, that's what we need to do. Oh, we don't need. But like, wouldn't it be so much fun if we organised like a hangout meetup at some point somewhere that was centred around something like that? I can offer bonjour in a Yorkshire accent. That's all we really need. If you need anything from Makeup Forever, let me know. I can send you some of it since it will be heavily discounted. Oh, Tracks, don't say that to me. That's dangerous. My son says we found a woman leprechaun. Do you know what? I'm very short, so he's not far off. What brands will be there? My sister calls me mon petit chou-fleur. Fair. Teresa, Blight Moon is half off right now. Well, there you go. I'm just going to ask Wilma/Richard for their address. Although I wonder, should I ask them for the rehab address? Because I think they were saying that they're probably going to be in rehab for the next 2 weeks. And at least if they have that, they can look at it rather than waiting. I'm serious. Let me know if you want anything. Well, Track. Don't say that because you're going to get like a list and you'll be like, what am I, a donkey? It's dangerous. Because I do love Makeup Forever. I do have a thing about them. I really do. I really love Makeup Forever. You know, their little, their cream palettes. I go to them all the time for like blushes and highlights and bronzers, etc. I fucking love them. I think they're so good. Probably shouldn't swear so much. Actually, no, I've been very good today. I haven't sworn that much. I've been very good. Cleona Blend Bunny, Glisten, Bobbi Brown. I don't remember the other ones. Ooh, a solid lot. That is a solid lot. Oh. I want to go. Right, we need to do this. We should like organise. I say this right now. We should organise to go to next year's one because it's too soon to plan for this one or too late to plan for this one. I'm very sorry. The words have gone because I'm very excited about this idea. Teresa, you are Irish. You are born with a swear pass. That's true. Google's convention. Yes. I think that would be so much fun if we all like, because it would be fun to like then go together and be like, okay, we know that there's other people here that we kind of know. And then we all get to be around the things that we enjoy. We should totally do that. Trax is like, I should not have mentioned this. but you know what? Yes, let's do that. Let's like plan one for like next year. And maybe we can find like a hostel or something to like bring prices down. That's relatively accessible. We'll have a think about it. Floppy hair. But it could be fun. It could be fun. But anyways, no, I would love for anyone to come. That's why I said, tell me if you need anything. Trax, you are the best. You're the best. I think we should definitely do that. As long as I'm not deep in study game. Well, if it's like next year, like in June, you'd be finished by then.
And if it's later on in June, I'd have had my exam boards and I'd technically be off on leave, because that's the only thing that stops me is like with the lecturing, like you have to be there during the semester. Obviously, it's fair. Like end of June works really well for me. I don't think I could go any earlier in June if there's like exam boards. I'm very excited about this idea. Very excited. The Botox is like stopping me from raising my eyebrows too much in excitement, but it's still there. The excitement is there. I think a hangout would be fun, but crossing the pond is a bit of an expense. That's totally fair, Tanya. That's totally fair. And actually, I'll say this right now for anyone. If anyone is ever in Ireland, will you just let me know? And, you know, I'll come and say hello. Or you can come and say hello or whatever. Because I'm always up to like meeting people who also have a similar interest. We'll meet publicly, don't worry. I won't be like, come to my house where I will kill you. Because that does sound a bit like, well, the I will kill you bit does sound very murdery. But public for safety, etc., etc. And join a live to talk to your hangout. Yes! Oh, that's a yes. Because if we do like something like that, then we could do like a live for the people then who aren't able to make it to these things. Teresa will kidnap you and feed you to the cats. This is all an elaborate ruse. Yeah, it's true. Cat food's getting expensive. Just going to use subscribers instead. Don't tempt me, Teresa. Easy skip across for me for a Guinness. And I'm down in Wexford. Wexford is not far from Dublin. It's only like a 2-hour drive. And Danielle only comes over because of the strawberries. You know, she actually cannot tolerate me as a person. She is literally just coming for the strawberries. And I accept that. That's part of where we are with our friendship right now. Cheer Yep is also half off on C Beauty. What palette do you recommend the most? Hold on. Let me show you. I don't know what they're doing. I have quite a few Cheer Yep palettes. So let me take out what I have. And yes, I do absolutely need to reorganize this because it has gotten a little bit fucking chaotic. Oh, Teresa, you're a disaster and you should be stoned. As in, like, no, maybe, no, don't qualify that statement, Teresa. Just leave it there. Leave it to hang there and there we go. Okay. I've quite a few Cheer Yep palettes here. This is where I film sometimes. I have a few here and here, and I know I've another one elsewhere. Going to Italy this summer. Ireland is on the way. Absolutely. Stop off in Ireland. Hold on. I'm very excited about this. As you can tell, I have a few Cheer Yep things. Let me show you. Hello, Merida. She's like, I'm being semi-good. We all know. Oh my God, she started purring. She's like, you looked at me. Oh, she's so cute. Hello, Holly. Dun, 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 dun. So all of them, well, I got overly excited and I knocked things over, but it's okay. We'll be okay. Please don't drop them. Yes. Hurt yourself, Teresa. That's fine. But don't hurt the makeup. There we go. There. Yes. Okay. Oh my God, are you okay? Yes, I'm okay. I'm just like fucking clumsy as fuck. That's all. And we know this about myself. All the chaos. Yes. You holding the palettes with your chin is me anytime anyone asks me a question about makeup. Yes. Just make sure you don't look, that cannot be guaranteed. Right. This one is probably one of my favorites. It was the collab with Freya. it is really beautiful. Look at that bright green. And they're like cream products. And these ones are like lip muddy things. They're very, very cool. Really super, super interesting. Just make sure you don't fall. Yeah, I love that you're all like, ha ha ha, look at silly Teresa. Yes, fair. This one is so beautiful. Now I go very light on these, but you don't need to go very ham on them. Look at these. That is stunning. And by the way, you can mix and match. Like you can take out these pieces and put into that. You can buy their cream singles. That's exactly it. Yeah. So I can even like pop stuff out of this palette to pop into this one, which is part of the love. Then in terms of kind of these palettes, this is a very Joe-esque palette because you have like your reds, you have your cool tones, etc. It's so gorgeous. Like, look at that. And I just dipped in there. I love this after hours live. Yeah, this is deteriorated into something completely different. This is, by the way, when I normally do YouTube members lives. This is what this sort of descends into, because I'm just like, what do we want to do? And it's mostly just showing shit that I have. Look at that. That's gorgeous. Also a me palette. I use the Red Plum one a ton. Yeah, fair. Vampire Valentine vibes. That's exactly it. That one with Freya is as well as Sun. I agree. Honestly, yeah, I'm so sorry. I know I'm not helping you here. I'm just being like, and they're all beautiful. And they all drank lemonade. The end. Look at that. Sexy. Sexy, sexy. Let's try this one. Now, I never go in very... Sorry. That's ridiculous. Nom, 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 nom. Delicious. Sparkle, sparkle, sparkle. Yeah. I apologize. This palette made me want to use red and I hate red. Yeah. I like the focus one. It's the black packaging. Oh, this one. Yeah. And then this is a more pastel-y one. Kind of cool tone spring vibes. It's all matte. Their mattes are so, so good. So I'm going to take like that pale blue. Again, you can see I just did a little quick. I don't do huge ones. I'll do actually around, or actually I have the, still have the, I can't talk. I'm so excited. Like, look at that. The matte one is sold out and it's on my list. Yeah, no, it's so good. We love makeup gremlins. Oh, I am a fucking makeup gremlin. Absolutely. Don't get me wet after midnight. Oh wait, is it don't feed me and don't feed me after midnight and don't get me wet. Which, depending upon the context, sounds very wrong. This one is so pretty. So pretty. Let's try that yellow. Hi, Merida. Look at that. Trying to make sure I'm not like cross-contaminating things. It's crazy. Narimi is really good as well. Narimi is really, really good. Like, there's so many solid Sea Beauty brands. This is a grungy green one. Grungy green. Don't get me wet after midnight. Yes, keep me very dry. Take out the hair dry. Sometimes I just think to myself, what am I? Yes, exactly, Holly. What am I doing? Look at that green. Look at that green. Oh, how dare they? How dare they? So sexy. I tried their pastel ones and I decluttered them because I don't like the formula as much. Do you know what? Pastel ones are very tricky to formulate and not have them be very chalky. Like, I feel like brands always take a little bit of a chance doing pastel, but I appreciate that they try. I love this, but it's probably too light. Totally fair. Totally fair. When you visit Ireland, just come and swatch my stuff and play with it and see if it suits you. That's normally what Daniela does when she comes over here. She's like, and I play with your things. This is one of the Freya launches, the more recent ones. I think it was Freya, wasn't it? Yes, I think so. Which will I go into? I'll go into this one here. It's a nice grey tone. Not a fan of pastel shades. Totally fair. Totally fair. Do you know, there was a point where I wasn't really into them either. And I just changed my mind because our makeup tastes change over time, and that's all right. And then the very last one that I have again is the more recent Freya one. Fuck me, that's gorgeous. So beautiful. I recommend the Bella Beauté Bar Pastel Garden. Yes, that one's really, really good. I have it on my list. Which one will I take from here? The purple. Let's do the purple. Oh, that's such a good purple. Fuck you. Look at that. That's good. I had a shower today, and I'm like, I've destroyed myself for you. Do you appreciate that? Hey, Gar, my love. Oh, yes, I was wondering. Hey, Gar, how are you, my love? How are you doing? I think about you every so often and hope that you're doing all right. That I know. If anyone is in New York City, also come swatch mine. Fair. I'm a play with those when I visit. Obviously, my makeup is your makeup. I'm doing really great right now. I'm so glad. And you're back in New York, based upon what you're saying, which is fantastic. Delighted for you. Because otherwise, I'd be pissed off if you were still in a shitty situation. I've signed up to become a substitute teacher. Oh my God, you'll be amazing at that. Oh, well done. You. Look at you living your life. You fabulous goose. I love that. Congratulations. Congrats. I had a great time today. I'm glad I didn't binge watch my show and stayed here instead. Oh, Trax, you're such a sweetheart. And you did your grocery shopping too. So like you've had quite the day. I can hear the kittens are doing something. And it went quiet and then there was something and I'm a bit nervous. Because they've been sporadically coming in and out. Kind of going, she's not moving. It's amazing. We can do things. Ha 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 ha. Thank you so much, Tracy. You're such a lovely. So, not really. I can be quite a bitch when I feel like being it. Right. I'm going to go now and see what sort of nonsense they've done. And I have to feed Sir Hissy Fitzgerald, also known as Sir Hissy Fitz, because, he's a baby and he needs to be loved. Thank you so much for joining me, my friends. I so appreciate it, and thank you for accommodating me because obviously this week was just like insane and I didn't have a chance to sit down and film. So I appreciate it. I will prepare my list and I apologize in advance. Thank you so much, guys.